Welcome back, everyone. We are here at Paddling Pool 219. We will have Alakazam versus Disband coming up here.
Yes, we will. I did some digging because I cannot remember anything. And I was like, I'm pretty sure I've watched Disband play on one of these paddling pools. I should have checked which one that was, but I write stuff down. And I did, but it wasn't very positive for them. So all I'm going to say is they did not win against Unbound Squeezer, which is unfortunate. But I have no idea what Alakazam is bringing to the table here, so who knows? This could be completely different, but I want to show that sometimes I know little things about teams. Very little, but little bits. But we're going to be getting into Eeltail Target Troll to see if my information is at all good information, because it might mean nothing. But here we are. So many carbons.
Yeah.
So many. Huh.
So many ball points, which,
unsurprising. Absolutely unsurprising. But yes, already see them rushing mid as you do. Yeah, nothing much has happened yet. They're just trying to find their footing and see if whoever can take first blood. That's what I was gonna say. And Alakazam was like, "We're having it. You don't need to talk about it. We got it. It's fine."
Blood.
Yeah, they want it. They're out for it, as some might say. I forget how early that first checkpoint is. Like, it's at 95.
Yes. Yeah, you have to get a checkpoint out first thing for Eeltail.
Which, I don't know is there any other public that's like that? Also, Alakazam just keeps touching the tar and then leaving it. Like,
right?
They're not fussed about. There we go.
There we go.
Nope. No.
They'll do it in their own time.
They don't want to sit on it. They don't want to be on it.
Oh, there they go. They broke the checkpoint without it, building up any of the gray meter. So
yeah. They just tapped it and then tapped it again and then tapped it together and
moving with the momentum of it a little bit.
Yeah, which apparently is working for them. And that whole time, like that did take them a lot longer to do than you would normally think. But that whole time they were keeping Disband at bay, absolutely. Which very much hard enough to
trying to get a pick there, but instead going down for it. And yeah, Disband is
not doing well here.
Really struggling to find the advantage.
Yeah, exactly. And they do seem to be all. This is giving me flashbacks to the first match we saw earlier, where they do all seem to be playing kind of separately. Like yet again, this might be more to do with them not having the time to kind of strategize and make this work, because Alakazam is just so constant in their aggression. But this does look like it's gonna.
It looks. It looked like they got into a little bit of a feeding loop there at the very end, just trying to make something happen.
But it wasn't for happening. They were not getting what they needed there. And I think there was still very much a strong fight that they had at the beginning and mid. But you could even see from the beginning that, sure, a couple of Alakazam went down, but not it to the sheer amount that Disband just kind of kept having to go back to spawn, right? A couple players were almost always kind of down, and that was not really helpful for them to be able to come back from, and then it just snowballed.
Yeah.
Just
as it will do on Eeltail, I'm pretty sure that.
Yeah, that is not much of a surprise for that map.
I haven't played as much Eeltail Tower as most people, but whenever it comes up, I play it and oh my goodness, yeah.
It's not a great map mode, but it is it is a mode, and it is a map, and it is in the map pool. So here we are. We put up with that, and it be like that. But moving on from that, we are going to be seeing some splat zones on Manta.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which this one's nice.
Mm.
Or at least I like Manta zones.
I think Manta is a pretty solid map for zones because there are different ways to get in. But I will say, and this is just the meta at the moment, but I will say ballpoint can be so strong, or even just a heavy in general.
Gotcha.
With those grates, yeah. With those grates, and then you add in like the ballpoints kit, right? And the inkjet is so good because it can just rise up and attack like a lot of different points. And you don't even have to be that far forward with it. If you're already on the aggressive, then you're already on the grates. So I think this can work really well for that. And we saw one on either side, on both sides even. So depends on who can capitalize on that first. But not a ballpoint.
That's a ballpoint. The ballpoint.
But yeah, they did switch out the ballpoint.
Which, thinking about it, I'm not sure if that was really the right move because with as many grates around that the splat zones area, Kraken isn't necessarily as helpful in situations like that.
Yeah, I would say the Kraken isn't the most useful on this map. In the same way that, even you think about what you can do with already. Oh, he was not able to get that kill. But you think about how much you can paint, even with an inkjet in comparison to a Kraken. That in and of itself isn't going to help you very much, especially on this. But already, we should mention that Alakazam has started this very, very well, and they're now below 60 points.
They are not letting up. And there you see the ballpoint right on the grates, as you were talking about earlier. Applying a lot of pressure, getting matched by a crab tank.
Yes, the crab will mean that they don't have as much free reign, but they are able to just pull out that inkjet and use that mobility to be able to paint over and get a kill. I don't even think with the ballpoint. So yeah, this is not looking good for Disband.
Disband they had a couple of people trying to push right, and then they kind of split up from each other. But they did have enough burst paint to flip things.
Yes,
we'll have to see if they can hold it.
And those 2 kills did help them a lot, but already there's 2 down on each side, so that is switched very, very quickly. The only one left is that carbon, and they know it's that carbon.
And they weren't able to get any picks with the Trizuka either.
Yep, which I don't find that surprising whenever everyone's.
It's not
unsurprising.
Yeah, it's not unsurprising, but that's what you needed in that moment.
Yep, they weren't able to find what they needed. They are able to get 2 down, but they do end up sacrificing the heavy for it. But they do get the zone, which will add more of a penalty onto Alakazam, which gives them a lot more leeway, and they are able to get that kill on the ballpoint. Very, very important.
Yeah,
how many points are they going to be able to get through? That's the
they're going to have to. I mean, goodness gracious, they're probably most likely to KO.
They would need a KO for this, but they also need to be careful not to lose the zones because there's only 2 of them up. It's 2v2 again. And they are able to keep them.
Oh, and there wasn't even a trade there.
No, that guy's still alive. Very much so. And that inkjet coming out again, looking for picks, but not able to find them before getting taken out, which is very important. And also, Disband didn't lose both zones at any point during that, which is also very important. This is good for Alakazam.
Yeah, this is looking like Disband's going to turn things around here. We do have
Yeah,
bit of paint coming on it, but they've got it.
Yeah, no. Even with the ballpoint, you're not going to paint that much in that amount of time. So that will mean... What was that? Okay. I was not expecting that. Tell me we're going to Game 3.
Yes, I will.
Game 3? Woo! Okay.
That's how you turn a game around.
It is indeed. Very much.
It definitely, like, when they were at, like, 30 or so points or whatever, it looked like Alakazam was going to flip things again, and then that would have completely really stalled their momentum, but
they didn't get both zones.
Nope.
Before they were pushed out by Disband, and then it was as simple as just keep the zones painted, and that's all they needed to do. And I have to say, I very much wasn't expecting that, because that heavy, I don't think, for multiple reasons, is the pick for Splat Zone, right? It doesn't paint as much as a lot of like the other ones you could pick. It also doesn't have like the Kraken is good for dispersing people, but if you end up in the wrong position, you're just gonna die. Your weapon can't deal with that. You don't even have a bomb to protect yourself. But that didn't actually seem to matter, because they used it to disperse, right? And there were a couple times they got punished for that. But because of the dispersal, their team was able to kind of mop it up a little bit and use that to their advantage. And also there were some key points where people killed some of their team. I'm not even sure who exactly, but some of Disband were able to kill that ballpoint, right? Kill that ballpoint, that also splits their team. So when they were able to do that, capitalize on that, they were able to get the zone and keep it. So anyway, spiel over. Tiebreaker, Game 3, hell yeah. I'm on this, though.
Clam Blitz Brinewater. This is... Okay. Maybe the best way to put it would say this is the best Brinewater mode.
Yet again, not a high bar.
I know.
Certainly not. But you know what? It be like that. It certainly do.
Well,
we can.
It's more agreeable to say something like this is the best mode on Brinewater than to say something like, personally, I actually really like this map mode.
Yeah, that's.
I think it's fun.
I am not quite sure how you come to that conclusion, but we're each entitled to our own opinions, and you can enjoy what you like. That is completely fine. I will tell you I do not understand, but that's okay. But already, this is very much a lot of death on both sides. But it does seem like Alakazam is finally getting. Or I was gonna say they were. They were. Then they had two, and one had to soap jump back to spawn. Yep, and then of course Disband gets a push going. But how? They need more clams. They've only got one. They need to actually put clams in. More clams. No clams. No more clams. Oh,
yeah, so that all they really accomplished was giving the pity.
Yep.
But if they can
keep mid,
they need to keep mid here.
And they didn't lose. I don't know if they even lost anyone during that push. They might have, but if they did,
they were
only
mostly
lost,
just pushed back. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
it does seem like they're losing people now.
Yes,
but they did at that time. Now. They did at that time still have people in. So
well, there's 2 down for Alakazam.
Yep. Oh, make that 3. We still have that splash in. Who's trying to survive, but it's not happening for him. But yeah, this is chaos. Absolute chaos. No one lives for very long.
Cows everywhere.
Yes. Though this does look like Alakazam might be able to get a push of their own going shortly, but they do not have the clams yet. Except they do have a pity, but no one's there.
Yeah. Fortunate thing about the map being so small is that it's not hard to go around and get it.
Yep, yes indeed, but it is a bit more difficult whenever 3 of you die.
Yeah, the losing the team fight, however, is a different situation.
Yes it is, and that is absolutely what happened. I swear to God, Disband, put some more clams in the basket, please, please, please.
Oh, there we go. Listen to you.
Thank you.
Listen to you.
Oh my goodness! If they were gonna have nothing but a parglam and maybe a couple clams in, I was gonna be like, please, Disband.
So there was a much better push, although
immediate retaliation.
Immediate retaliation and jumping in with the pity clam.
One clam in
down
there.
To 54 already. All they need is that one clam to swap the lead.
Yep, indeed, and they're able to bring it down even further. Obviously, that will be the end of that push. But
yes, but that was very, very quick action on their part.
That's normally what happens with clam plates. If you bring clams to the basket, Disband, please bring clams with you. Come prepared. But yeah, this is entirely winnable for Disband. They're coming in here with their Kraken to distract and able to get the Parklam in and get much, much more. Thank you, Disband. This is what we were looking for. 13 is good. Yeah, the crab wasn't going to survive much.
They pop the crab and it just immediately dies. So Alakazam will have a chance to retaliate.
And with 2 Parklams, that would very much help them. But I'm not sure. Would 2 Parklams be enough?
No, it wouldn't.
I don't think so. But they do have 3 now. So
they're doing a good job staying patient, not trying to rush. Although they were.
They were. Yep. Sadly, one of them stuck in that inkjet. And that will be the end of one of those Parklams. They're able to keep theirs, but the other one's probably going to die as well because it's so far. There we go, so far in that they wouldn't have been able to recover it there. That's
at the very least. At the very least, the third is still active. They will be getting into overtime. It's not over yet, but yeah, it is a very tight spot now.
Yep. They have so many points to be making up here. It does find
two kills.
Yep.
And able to follow up on after the Kraken to get the third, but
they're not going to have enough time. They're not going to have anywhere near enough time. And that pity's going to disappear anyway, so yep, that
will be game, unfortunately.
That will be game to Disband. Alright, Disband really turned this around.
Yeah.
I will say, we talked a lot about the heavy last game. It definitely works better here.
It does.
As an aggressive push-in kind of thing. Absolutely. And they definitely used it well. But, oh my goodness. Okay. Definitely turning it around here. Well played to both teams. Alakazam definitely had a strong presence that first game. And even the second one. But they just kind of faltered a bit. Second half of the second game. And even just midway through that third one, they got some pushes in, but it just wasn't enough, and their defense wasn't quite there. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. If they had managed to make a push at the very end there, that might have been different. But even still, they only had, even with the 3 power clams, like, they didn't really have all the points that they needed right then. They needed to go in, break the basket, and then go back and grab some more.
Yep. They did indeed, and they didn't even get when it came to Alakazam at the end, they didn't even get the chance to break the basket. It seemed as well like they were actually getting like very, very close, and they'd prepped themselves for it, but it just, like, Disband kind of just took it out from under them, really. And as soon as one died, then another died, and then it was just carnage in mid. And as soon as that happens, pushing together is impossible because half of your team's dead. So even if it was a fight back and forth and Disband lost some players too, it just puts the push in shambles in such a key time for them. So it's not that surprising that it was much easier for Disband to defend that once it kind of went that kind of direction. But yes, still very well played for both teams. But that will mean, since we're into single elim, that Alakazam is out and Disband continues on in the bracket. But that being said, we have come to a very sad moment here, where this is our final set. This is all you're gonna hear from us. We're gonna be switching out with other commentators. I do believe
whose names we absolutely know.
Yeah, 100%.
Off the top of our heads.
Yep. Pat, definitely Pat, and oh no, I don't know how to pronounce Ace. All right, I'm gonna say ACT.
It's Asect, isn't it?
Asect. Well, I'm gonna believe you because I don't know. Asect, who I think I have seen them around before, but I've never had someone verbally say their name to me. So it's very much like, it's some letters. But yeah, we are gonna finish up here and go to break so that everything can get set up, and we can switch over smoothly. But thank you everyone for being here for our block of the tournament. This has been a lot of fun. Thank you to the teams that we have been commentating. Thank you to Majora for putting up with us.
Indeed.
I can see him typing. He's gonna be like, "You're taking too long. Hurry up." So we're going to do that. All right. We know Majora. We're aware. But yeah, thank you everyone. And absolutely stick around. This only gets more hype as it goes on. So do not be going anywhere. But yeah. So
y'all take care.
Yep. See you guys.